the cast, it was important that they felt like they were both in the real and unreal world at the same time.
Well, this is a very unique project. I've been in visual effects for a long time, and to have a project like this where you're throwing so many different disciplines into one project makes it that much more fun and unique. We have some of our characters that are full live-action characters. We have some characters that are regular keyframe animations, so just traditional CG characters, the March Hare, the Dormouse, the Cheshire Cat, and then there are some hybrid characters.
This way of making the film makes it complicated because you now have to blend elements of live action, CG, and motion capture. You have, interaction between someone who's actually on set in makeup, interacting with something that's not there, or interacting with someone that's in a motion capture suit.
Well, if it's not my favorite trio of lunatics.
Motion capture basically records the movement of whatever the sensors are hooked to.
They gave me a neoprene suit because I have all of these electronic things on that help sense where my body is.
So when Crispin's performing and he's doing a scene, all those mannerisms, all the hand gestures and all the body language is all being recorded, and then that's applied to the animation of the armor, and then that's put together with his head.
It is Crispin Glover's real head on a computer-generated body, but moving just like Crispin Glover's body really did when we were shooting on stage.
I've never worked so extensively with green screen before, and it is something that seeps into your brain by the end of the day.
The green screen vibe is not a very friendly vibe, so you want to keep it moving and keep things going as much as possible.
So I'm of this kind of entire world of green, and I'm wearing green, and it's an odd feeling.
I don't quite know how he navigates everything because he's on stilts, and he's got one eye because he wears an eye patch, and he's in the leotard, poor fellow.
It's my crown, and I'm the eldest! Jabberwocky!
A similar thing with the Red Queen, where, she's an all live-action character, but we're doing some things. We're taking her head and increasing it by 50 to 75% of its normal size.
I think probably my head's been growing for some time. There's probably a tumor in there, and it's been pressing on the bit that controls the emotions.
It wasn't just as much as enlarging her head, but her neck goes along for that ride as well. So you can imagine if you turn a person profile and you enlarge their head and their neck would no longer fit on their shoulders. So what we had to do is some pretty intricate tapering of the neck and the jawline to kind of get it to fit back into this design collar.
The subtleties of blending her head into her normal-sized body has been difficult, but it looks really interesting. So you kind of say, all right, what's great about that is it takes you to a mid-ground point, which is a real person, but manipulated and slightly mutated, so not quite real. And it's like this missing link between the CG world and Alice, who's always normal-looking, even if she's 20 feet tall.
Bandersnatch is a pure 100% CG character. He's kind of half bulldog and half grizzly bear. Totally made-up character, never really seen anything like it before.
Our goal was to go with a slightly more naturalistic approach to the animation.
Bandersnatch is particularly problematic because his fur is so long. To get all of the sort of like fine details, to get something that looks, just fantastic, is computationally very, very expensive. For a creature that is this large and what it's supposed to do, we want to get little, subtle details and emotion. So we are going to start adding in, like, drool coming out of the mouth.
To make it feel like he's really kind of wincing at that moment. Well, you just got to feel like it's really squishing into the eye socket, and it kind of hurts a little bit when he shoves it in there.
Each of those things kind of helps just get a sense of realism into image. Every little, bit just keeps adding a layer of complexity.
It's the most important thing, I guess, it's that it has a soul, that it's not, it's artificial, but it shouldn't look like that.
Who is this Absalom?
He's wise. He's absolute.
He's Absalom.
And then there's two fun characters, which are Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Tweedles were always my favorites in the books. I always adored them. I thought there's no human that can be that sort of funny or cute or sweet or bizarre. And Tim found him, Matt Lucas.
Hello there, friend. How you doing? All right. I've put on a little bit of weight recently. Can you tell?
No. Yeah,
The way we have to photograph them is Matt Lucas plays both characters. He has another person, his double, that's working with him, who's also in this kind of teardrop-shaped green suit, and they play off each other. So they can interact, they can have dialogue back and forth. But what we do is, as soon as we've shot Matt as D and Ethan as Dumb, we then have to switch the roles, and Matt has to play the opposite character.
We do a few takes as one Tweedle, and then we swap. And so you have to remember your timing and things like that. So it does require a great degree of concentration.
And so then what we end up doing is we take the two performances of Matt Lucas, and we end up splitting those two performances together to create one master plate, and that's used as our reference for our animation. And eventually what we will end up doing is take that performance of Matt Lucas's face, and we're calling it face pasting. We'll take that performance and actually stick it onto the CG character, so you'll have this CG computer-generated character with Matt Lucas's actual face integrated into it.
There's a lot of pieces and puzzling, putting things together, and in a weird way, kind of like a Polaroid photo, like you really don't see a shot materialize until the very end.
It's a nice blend of the worlds, I think, to help you just kind of believe everything you're seeing.